I'm Lynn Taylor. I'm an indie author interviewing other indie authors, and today we have Rayven Nite. And so we're going to talk about her and her books and her art that she's going to share with us today, too.
Hello, it's nice to meet you. Nice to be on the podcast and wherever else this will be.
Yes, so we'll have this on YouTube and Spotify. Spotify will be audio, YouTube will be video and audio. Is this your first time on a podcast?
Actually, yeah,
That's all right. It's a conversation between two people. But I remember my first time, and that was honestly like a few months ago, and I was terrified. So you're doing great so far.
I've had a few interviews before this, so it kind of helps.
Oh yeah, definitely. That'll totally help. So the first question is very simple. What got you inspired to start writing?
I actually had to write holiday short stories and poems in grade school, and I actually have that like in the other room still, and it just kind of sparked from there. I drew little pictures in it too. Man, it was awful art. No one's ever seeing that book.
Right. I feel like a lot of our first collections of something we wrote, like in middle school, they will never see the light of day. But you got to start somewhere. So, what kind of kept you going and snowballed into your first debut novel?
I just kept writing little short stories here and there. And then in high school, one of me and my former friends started writing this series, but we actually fell out and I went my own way with the book. And that's where it is now. I can
Yeah.
never take full credit for it.
Yeah. Did that book ever get published, or it was just something that you guys were working on together?
The very first draft, no, it did not get published. That was just a bunch of dialogue, then short scenes, then more dialogue, and just random mess of plot lines, plot holes. No.
Yeah. Well, you started off like hard mode though, because writing with another author is very difficult. I mean, you have two different mindsets, two different ways you could go with something. So, yeah, you just dove
We
right into the deep
wrote,
end.
yeah, we wrote over like text, over Skype, like any way we could message. We're just like, all right, this is happening. All right, these characters are talking. This is what they're doing.
The four books that you sent me, are those about to come out soon? And that's your first
Oh,
series?
those are out. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
those are actually out, and three other poetry books too.
Okay. And so those four books, sorry, I had them up on my list, but let me see if I can actually share my screen and show those and try to blow it up a little bit. And you can see that, correct?
Yeah,
Yes, this is your four books. And the first one is Angel Diaries. Is that correct?
yeah,
Yeah, book one. Okay. And so all of these are available right now, right?
yeah,
Awesome. So the book one, Angel Diaries, was that your first novel that you published?
yeah. That was the first novel, and it actually had three other revisions before it is where it is now. And
Yeah.
those were all published, but now they're archived.
Okay. Again, it happens. You're learning as you go. So, I mean, four books for your first one, that's a lot. But did it kind of just flow to you like really rapidly, or is it something that kind of came slowly?
It took about 13 years to rewrite it altogether.
Yeah. Well, that you have a lot of notes, I bet, to work
Too
with ahead of
many.
that time. Yeah.
There's too many first drafts and a lot of art drafts in my portfolio.
Yeah. And are you stopping at book four, or was there more that you wanted to go with the story?
Book five is just waiting to come out until I've settled into a new place.
Yeah.
But it's all done. I just need to put the covers together.
Yeah. So we actually had an interview a few episodes ago with your sister, Star Path Saga. I think we said her name Jennifer, but
Yeah,
Stagman,
Jennifer.
yes. And so she kind of talked about this storyline a little bit, but did you want to go into it for some of those who didn't see that episode, what this series is about?
Nixie is an angel in heaven, as I was like going back and forth between the art. And she was fighting in the Holy Wars when something made her stop and switch sides. And that crucial choice is pivotal because it stops the Holy Wars. And then there's a whole domino effect that leads to the rest of the books.
Okay. And so I'm sure like the rest of the books are it's kind of hard to like market that or explain that because you don't want to give away what happens in the first book.
Well, the first book is more of just her finding her new home after she makes her fateful choice. The second one is her finding a different path after a tragedy in her family. The third one, she finds a missing piece of her past. And the fourth one is answering questions that were and previously unanswered, but also more edging toward the threat becoming real.
No, I love that. And so we could actually probably jump back over too to your art because that might go into some of the, yes, sorry, I have to find it
The
every time.
talking points.
That might go into some of the what the story's about too. So is there specific art that you wanted to look at first?
So hell before and after.
Okay. Before.
In hell before, it's mainly a dry desert with a bare forest. There's a desert basin, and it's surrounded by like just dry desert land. And there's a small area where the exiled demons live. But then after Nixie comes and lives with them, she goes to great effort and it becomes hell after, where we see all this new green area, this these buildings from like her daughter also helping out, and there's some more trees. It seems, a little more habitable. So, it goes from being like a dry, barren wasteland to more hospitable.
Hmm. Okay. That's interesting. So like yeah, hell being like the normal sense of hell that we think of where it is like dry and barren and a wasteland, but then you come to where you can actually have greenery there. Like and that's because of her decision for leaving the Holy or switching sides during the Holy Wars.
Yeah, she used to live in Ethereal up there, and she brought plants and animals from her home into hell that she knew would survive. And she also brought in animals too, including like Bandersnatches, dragons, and some griffins.
Yeah. Okay. That's definitely an interesting twist. I haven't heard about that before. Like making hell look different. So we do have, yeah, ethereal here. Do you want that one or Netherrealm next? Or there's heaven too.
There's also heaven too, because in her choice to betray heaven, she's exiled from it
Mm.
and she essentially loses access to it. But that's rather quickly turned around through a quick little plot twist that I just love when a surprise character is revealed.
Okay.
I didn't include Art because she's awesome, but my sister knows who she is and she loves her.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you don't want to give away the good stuff yet. Gotta get people, get them in there to read it.
Yeah.
So then we also have ethereal. Am I saying that correctly?
Ethereal, ethereal.
Ethereal, yeah. I like yours better.
Yeah. So she at first lives with Nixie and Eris, and Len is one of the elder gods. He's actually the eldest. He's the demon god of pride, and he essentially judges all the demons who die and all the souls that come in there. And that is his mate right there, Estrania, who is actually the goddess of heaven. They got together, and that will be revealed in a prequel book.
Okay.
Because in the first one, they're already a couple.
Oh, okay, okay. So you have that in the works coming out. And then you talked about, did you talk about Nixie? Oh, you have Nixie and Eris and Nixie and Salix. So there's the two different characters she's with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. First, what happens before that is her daughter Allie shows up, and
Mm,
she like gets Salax out of his, cold, uncaring shell, and that's her taunting him in his snake form, just like her mom would.
yeah.
And another plot twist in the book leads to Nixie and Salax later on.
So this is after his snake form.
Yeah,
Okay. And then the other one you have is Nixie and Eris.
the original couple,
Yes.
the demon prince of hell.
I love
That's
those.
what that's what his role is.
Yeah. Well, and I really love the shadow effect you did in the hair. That's really pretty.
It is not easy to shade and highlight hair, especially when it's silver. Oh
Oh
my
gosh, yeah.
God.
I believe it. Yeah, because you got layers of color here. I love that.
Each picture has at least 10 layers to it. The maps have at least 20.
Right, right. How much time do you spend doing art like this? Because I'm not an artistic person like this at all, so I don't know that like how long it takes to make something like an image like this one.
The maps take as weeks because I plan out where the buildings go, where the plants are going to go. Like, I've got to make sure it's accurate to the stories. The characters, I already know what they look like. It's just, the
Mhm.
backgrounds, positions, and the bookmarks up there are promotional things.
Yeah, we'll get into those too. Because those look really pretty. So,
And that is a path to, I think, the courthouse slash the library that goes on to the beach.
okay. It's really gorgeous. Yeah, that looks like a lot of layers. Like having the different hills here, I'm sure that
Oh,
shading took a lot of time.
it does.
So we have that one. And then what I have, oh, so Hell is next.
Hell with its royal castle in the background, more
Hmm.
towards like the evening, so it's darker.
Yeah, I love the fire font, which you can where you can still read it, but you can tell it's on fire.
Yeah, I tried to make it themed for the bookmarks, how like hell's like
Mm,
brimstone fire, heaven's like nice and fancy and you know, flowers and stuff.
right. So, question, do you draw out the fonts too, or is that just like like something that's already picked and you can kind of just use those fonts from something?
No, I actually have a font program for that.
Okay. I would say this probably would take a lot of time to draw out the different like
I
levels.
mean, I could do that,
Yeah,
but it would take too long, and I don't want to do that after having multiple layers of other art already,
right, right. Why do something that can be done for you?
especially the Netherrealm back bookmark there. Oh my God,
Yes. Oh yeah,
that palace took forever.
I bet. And I'm sure you, as you're going through doing the palace, each room, you're like, I know what room this is. I know what room that is. Yeah.
Yeah, I even like went into The Sims and made like Hell's Castle, the Netherrealm Palace, the courthouse and medical wing for Heaven, just like
Yeah.
make it real. I was like, yep,
Hmm.
that works.
I'm a Sims girl too, and I 100% have done that with my books because I'm like, I just want to see it in real life. Well,
I have my
in real
characters
life.
living out their life, although they've kind of been abandoned for like, I don't know, months now.
They might still be okay. I mean, unless you have them on automated mode, they might have done some crazy
They
stuff.
have some crazy mods too.
Right.
They might be dead. There's some
And,
violent mods on there.
oh no, yes. Like the murder pack. Yeah, yeah, they're probably not there anymore. They're all a ghost when you come back.
Oopsie.
Which I guess, so because you have hell, I guess it still kind of plays out in your story because the spirits are still doing their thing.
Yeah, there's still souls coming in, being judged and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the lore with mine is when there are souls too like sinful for hell, they go to the nether realm to be
Mm,
dealt with,
okay. I love that.
which
So,
like
how did they
worse.
get to ethereal or ethereal? Sorry.
And that was like a safe space that I've had since I was a kid that I've just like this beautiful lush landscape with like fantastical creatures and these exotic plants and fruits. I was like, make that real and put it in a book.
Yeah. No, I love that. Well, it's a piece of you and it's a piece of like what you remember from, I guess would be about the childhood age or teenage age where you thought of that. Like just like a younger mindset.
Oh yeah, and to see it in a map is just beautiful.
Yeah. I love that. Well, before we get done with the art too, and then hop back over to the video, this one was another one that you had, which was the alley again.
Yeah,
But I love the the colors and the layers here. I love that.
that one's hand drawn.
Yes. Is it easier to do the hand drawing versus digitally?
That really depends because a lot of the art I'll start on paper and then I'll move to like digital just to like be able to get a better angle and not have like the canvas whoop 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 whoop
Mm,
or like erase my stroke just because my hand touched on the screen again.
yeah, I can see that. Yeah, well, because and you can kind of get a little bit more fine tuned, like if you have a pencil, like with a really sharp point, you
Oh
can kind of
yeah,
get in there
and
versus
I can move the
stylus.
paper around a lot easier. Just
Hmm.
whoop,
Right.
and paper doesn't die.
Right. Yes, they need to be charged.
Why isn't my paper charging?
Yeah. Well, since this is your, because it's kind of like your first, it's your debut series, and so what was the hardest part of that writing process?
The rewriting it because a lot of it was up to book 6 I had done with my co-author. So I had to rewrite everything up until then. So it took 13 years to get that far. and I'm finally happy with all the rewrites. And now I'm finally happy with where book five is. Now I just need to settle to a new place before I can get that out.
Yeah. So you have book five, and then will you be doing book six too, or did you kind of rework it?
No, book six has already been like the first draft of that already locked away. No one's seeing that again. So I've already started the new book six. I'm like,
Right.
I'll be right on that. I don't need to get that out right away because book five isn't even out yet.
Yeah. And you said you had a prequel too, and so what is the in your mind, what's your plan for it? Like, are you going to do five and six in prequel, or are you kind of just seeing what flows when it flows?
I'm working on things in a sort of jumbled order,
Mhm.
kind of like where the muse is at the time.
Yeah.
Like with the prequel, I've also got to figure out a timeline because me and my sister are working on a little project. So, got to kind of figure things out, figure out chapters and where things happen and when.
So you would consider, and you might not know these terms because I just learned them, but would you be more of a plancer or a pantser writer?
Hmm. I'm more of a plotter. So I'll
Mhm.
have loose outlines like chapter one, this is who we're following, this is the loose outline of what they're doing, and then just let it go from there.
Yeah. So you're kind of like a an organized chaos. Like
Yeah,
you
pretty
have
much.
the base, but then you let the characters kind of draw the picture.
Yeah, that. And if I ever lose track of where I'm writing, I can look back at it and go, oh, yeah, that's where the story was going from here. And this is what that character was doing last.
Mm,
It
yeah.
also serves as, track sheet.
Right. Well, and Jennifer said she didn't want to give away too much of your guys' co-op project. Are you still trying to keep that kind of secret, or did you
Yeah.
want to sprinkle? Okay.
I'm the one who's like, let's keep this a secret because we still got details to figure out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, when you guys have anything that you want to sprinkle or tease, let me know, and or she can let me know on TikTok, and I can try to help like boost. Oh my gosh, words! Boost those posts and get some engagement in there.
Yes, we will kitty boop. Boop,
Yeah,
boop.
boop those posts. Well, so this might because you are a plotter person versus just kind of being all over the place. Do you have a future book idea in mind for a different series, or you just really wanted to focus on this one?
I already have a different one, and I've
Yeah.
already got outlines for that one as well. And it's also tied to the project that we're working on because we've decided to make a little thing, and we're proud of it. And I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, this is a good thing.
yeah, that's so exciting. And we'll even talk with Jennifer about how you guys have each other to not only like rely on with the books and ideas and concepts and the art. Like that's so fun. And tell us more about like that dynamic and having that.
Well, it's fun for me because I'm the younger sister, and I'm just blunt with her. I'm like, no, that's stupid. Let's not do that. Or why did you do that? Or no, hold off on that because people aren't going to understand it. So I can always just like be blunt with her. I can mess with her. She knows it's coming from love.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's easier too with the siblings versus like if you had a professional coworker and then after a while they're like, okay, I can't handle this anymore. This is a sister. Like, what's she gonna do?
Yeah, she grew up with me. She knows my vibe.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
can mess with her, and she tries to mess with me, but I'm just like, no, no. When you grow up the youngest, come on,
Right.
you can't mess with us.
Right.
We're
So
blamed for everything. We're always sat on. You take our stuff. We've seen it all.
I say I'm the oldest, so I was the one that sat on the
She's the oldest.
Yeah. So oh, what is your least favorite part about the this whole writing process?
Mm, the marketing part.
Mm,
That is the most difficult part. Finding like decent marketing on a budget.
yes. Yeah. 100%.
Like I resorted to drawing scenes from my book for a trailer
Mhm.
as like part of my own marketing. Like, what better way to be like, hey, this is what happens than draw it myself?
Yeah. You have to try all different kind of avenues, but the hard part I've noticed is that there's so many different ways to do it. And so like trying to find which works for you, like trailers or social post or like doing like podcasts, like I mean, just
Anything.
anything to try to get your name and your books out there. It's kind of crazy how many different ways you have to promote it to get someone's
Yeah.
attention.
And just to see what sticks.
Yeah, you're right. And what works for you and what how do you find your audience and everything. Yeah. I agree. Actually, I just had a podcast right before you and I that was exactly her same answer was promoting. Promoting is hard.
It is.
It's
Like you
hard.
can write it, you can edit. That's easy because you could just sit down and do that easy. It's free,
Mhm.
especially if you do it yourself. It's free. Then the marketing's like, okay, well, where's not a scam too?
Yeah, yes, trying to avoid the scammers. Yeah. That was the first thing I ran into being on social as a scammer. And I got
Hmm.
burned really fast and I was like, I don't want to do it again.
My whole approach is I will reach out to you, don't reach out to me.
Hmm. Yeah, I learned that really fast. Well, and there's free ways too. So yeah, like again, if you have a podcast or interviewing or um like with your sister's TikTok where she's posting about your story, like having that kind of stuff is free and helpful.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, it's trying to find what works.
Yeah. She's doing TikTok for me because I just refuse to get on that. It's just too toxic. I'm like,
It's a
I'd rather
lot.
not be on there.
It is a lot.
That and I already have a hater, which coincidentally is my former author,
Mm,
and they're all over any social media that I get on. So it's just like I'll stick to what I have, let them hate on what they hate. I don't
yeah.
care.
Yeah, you do
I'm
you.
just vibing.
Yeah. Just get your
Imagine
book
hating
out.
me and I'm just here vibing.
Just writing books.
Yeah, writing books, making money,
You're right.
not caring. Free rent in your head.
So having that whole experience with a co-author and for 13 years trying to work on this book and finally getting it out there and everything, if you had a brand new indie author ask for advice, what advice would you give them?
Don't let negative reviews get you down because, your book won't be for everybody, and that's fine. Write it and publish it because you want to, and do it as a hobby at first. That way, there's no pressure to make money from it. It's just, nice passive income.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Again, the last podcast we said the same thing where we were just like, don't go into because I've seen a lot of new indie authors go into it expecting their book to be a bestseller right away, and I'm like, no, I mean,
That's setting yourself up
there's a
for,
small chance, but yeah, yeah, it's not.
that's setting your hopes up for failure. That's not
Yeah,
a good idea. That's not a good way to go in.
no, and it's a flooded market, for one, and for two, it's you have to if you have the heart for it, people, the readers will see that in your book. They see that you're just here for the hobby of it and the enjoyment of it versus trying to get a check.
I heard on another podcast, um, a project rooted in spite will not get very far,
Mm,
which is true. And I add on to that, it takes love for your project to feel authentic.
yes, 100%. Well, and one of the things I've talked to other podcasters about too was that you don't realize right away, but as you write more stories, you start to realize that pieces of you and your soul and your journey are being put into your books. And so kind of seeing like it's parts of you that you're letting it's very raw and emotional to let out that
For
information
me, it
that stuff.
actually is. Like
Yeah.
Nixie has mental disorders that I actually have. So, like, she's going through what I go through. So it's
Yeah.
like, here, people, here is a rare look at what some mental disorders can be like for somebody. And here's a fictional character dealing with them who has powers but still deals with it and doesn't know how.
Yeah.
It
I
still
think
gets to her.
that's beautiful way to show people like inside the mind of or even just inside of like your daily life the things that you have to go through that are a little different than everybody and like you're still functioning you're still fine you're still doing great still writing
Yeah.
books like
And
that's
throughout the
inspirational.
series, as events happen in the series, other characters also experience mental health issues and they seek ways to deal with it as well.
Yeah,
It's also like here's a means of like people in books who are not human dealing with something human.
right, no, I love that. Do you want to talk about the or just like name off the other mental mental health things that you talk about in case anyone
Nick,
else wants to relate to that if they might have that.
she has dissociative disorder not otherwise specified, psychosis with hallucinations, ADHD with hyperfixation tendencies, and she has a love of singing and music.
Love it because again, like if you have a reader who has anything like that, or and then they can really relate, and I don't see that a lot in books too, and so that's probably one of those that they're going to really cling to that because it relates to them as a person and what they have to go through and be like, yes, thank you, someone else sees what I see.
or just someone being like, oh wow, not human characters dealing with something human. That's kind of new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. No, I love that. I really love that little layer you put in there. But like you said, it's a part of who you are, and so you're putting pieces of yourself in, and it's a very vulnerable part, but it makes the story have a soul.
It really does. Like each character has a part of me, has like some kind of aspect of me. And there's just like, how can a story not have pieces of yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Right.
you'd have to be totally detached and not care to write a story and not say that none of you went into it.
Mm-hmm. Right. No, I love that advice too. So other than writing, what's another hobby that you enjoy?
I love singing and drawing.
Yeah. And so do you draw? I guess right now you probably draw in a lot of your book stuff, but you do just find yourself drawing all kinds of stuff, or is there like certain types of things that you like to draw and focus on?
I've got a whole bunch of wide things I'll draw from, like mental health related things, just like animals or random characters, a whole bunch of stuff,
Yeah.
whatever I feel like drawing. But it is mostly related to my book series right now because I plan to release a book of art.
I was just gonna ask, are you gonna release art in a book? Because
Yes.
yeah, that's always fun. We would love to see that. Especially, and then it's another piece of you getting your art out there for people to see too.
There's going to be like an art book that will probably accompany the character guide since it'll have the characters in it, and a realm guide as well, which will have the maps.
Yeah. No, I love that. So did you put the maps in the books or are you just gonna come out with this realm or this reference guide as well?
The realm guide is going to be separate, but
Okay.
it's going to be written from Nixie's perspective. It's
Okay.
like she's gone through the different realms and like cataloged everything because it's going to go over like topography, culture, laws, a whole bunch of stuff I can't remember.
Yeah. Well, so for world building, how fun was it to create this entire world? I know you had a lot of time and you had put pieces of things that you thought about, like the ethereal. Um, how was it to just build this world? Was it fun or stressful?
It was actually pretty fun because I could have like a stressful day at work or at home, and then like when everything calms down, I can just like draw the maps and get lost in where everything is, remember where I place things in the story, and just, you know, just relax.
Yeah.
Art's always been a coping mechanism to just let go.
Yeah. No, that's fun. And then you're able to tie that into your book, and so it kind of just all flows well into each other, the art and the
Yeah.
story. Yeah, I love that. We do have 6 minutes left. I'm only alerting you of that because it will just like cut us out completely. I had a podcast earlier today that he just got cut off mid-sentence. So,
Oh no.
so I'll try to let you know when it's
Time
down
is
to
it?
like the last minute. But
Okay. I took the time too.
so yeah, we have about 6 minutes left. So since you're not on social, if anyone does want to get a hold of you, would they reach through your sister on the Star Pass saga?
Oh no, I do have an Instagram and a Threads account under Mystic Realms Novels, all one word.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we just followed each other on Instagram. My bad.
It's all right.
Uh, so, and then your books will be on, or they are on Amazon, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I also have the first book on Barnes and Noble. The second one will be coming out there soon too.
Okay. That's fun. And so, and then your project with your sister. So, do you have a timeline about when you guys are going to start talk about that, or is it still just really in like the brainstorming process?
We're still in the brainstorming process and like the infancy of
Mm,
placing things where they should be and figuring out what characters are going to like go through things and when.
yeah,
So
I
I've
bet
got to
that's so fun.
rewrite my prequel, which is already like halfway done,
Yeah.
but that's part of the process.
So you have a busy plate in front of you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't mind.
but it's fun. Yeah.
My ADHD brain just branches everything off into its own little thing, and I
Hmm.
can somehow manage it like that.
Yeah. Well, and I would like to say I'm a plantser, but I'm more of a pantser. I kind of just let anything go where it wants to go. And so I had a last year, and I might stick with this. I don't know because it worked, but last year I wrote 4 books at once. Like I just as the scenes came to me, I would jump from book to book, and then they all ended at the same time, and so I was able to publish 4 books in a row. So
Oh
I looked
wow.
like an overachiever, but really, I was just all over the place.
That's kind of how it was for my books. Like I released them all like one month after another just because like I already had them done.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I did with mine too. They were already done, so I was like, I might as well just release them. Like, what am I gonna hold on to them?
What else am I waiting for?
Yeah, just here.
World read. Thank you.
Please review.
I've already got at least seven.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you have beta readers, or will you jump into having any beta readers later? Or are you just kind of letting it go with the flow is what you've been doing?
I've had an ARC team, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting to hear back from some of them.
Yeah, those are so helpful. Or at least I haven't had an art team yet, but I've been on the other side. I've been the reader in an art team. I want to have my own like art team too. So, and how is it having an art team? Like, do you feel like you get a lot of good feedback from them, or is it kind of hard to keep up with?
I feel like I get a lot of good feedback, and one of them has left reviews on my books, and I really appreciate her feedback. And like we've been emailing back and forth a lot, and
Yeah.
like she's probably like my favorite fan.
Yeah. Isn't it fun finding like legit strangers on the internet that like they're actually genuine people and they're good readers and they want to give good feedback kind of thing?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I found so many of those on TikTok that, or Book Talk specifically, that I'm just like, I wish I would have met you sooner. Like you're so
right.
helpful. Yeah. Well, and is there anything else that you wanted to, like, if a specific thing that you wanted to promote that I can clip for TikTok to kind of give your books an extra little push?
Um, just the books and the review that I got from Newton Books.
Yes, is that the one that the picture you sent me? I almost forgot about that. So, Angel Diaries immerses you in a vividly crafted tale where a half angel's defiant journey through the underworld derives a compelling narrative, intertwining rich world building with unexpected twists that keep you hooked until the very end. Ooh, I love that. That's a
That's
good
it.
pitch.
That's the one.
That's a good one. And that's the person that you met on your ARC team that you really love.
No, that's actually a professional editorial review.
Ooh, how fun. Yeah, frame that. Put that on the wall.
I got one for book one, two, three, and four.
Oh, I love that. We do have less than a minute, so we'll kick us out. But I want to say thank you so much for coming on today. And I thought this was a great conversation.
Thanks for having me. And I was that, and I was happy to be here.
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Bye.